Yeah.
This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Big man ting. It is a glorious, glorious bit of weather in England. It's a Thursday morning, 10:46 is the time, live and direct with the G-man, Gareth A. Davies. What an intro from the boy. How are we, sir? No response. What's happened, Gareth?
I'm just teasing you.
Oh, I
The
thought,
internet
oh,
broken. We had a
wow.
few issues getting on and off. I just thought I'd let you set up your own intro and market yourself. And I saw you talking with Eddie Hearn about auras the other day and everything, and how you set him off, didn't you? Basically, he talked about his own aura for 20
About
minutes.
auras. Yeah.
He does have a great aura, Eddie. You know, he does have a great aura, but he's a massive lump when he walks into a room. That's why.
Yeah, when you're 6'5", I'm
He's
quite blessed with the same.
he's brilliant at what he does. He's absolutely brilliant. I mean, but also I was reminded this week when I spoke to Frank Warren and Barry Hearn for a documentary for the Zone that's coming out in the next couple of weeks, which I think will be very, very good by the producer Mike Walsh, and you know his staff. Is that what are you grinning about?
Nothing. I'm just
Okay.
waiting.
No, because you're in it. That's what I was about to say. Because you're in it as
Uh,
well, you know, and Mike Costello and others. Speaking to Barry and Eddie this week, I just realised what brilliant promoters they are, and what brilliant people they are, and the lives they've led, and the struggles they've come through, and the deep mutual respect there is for each other deep down. And you know that's one of the biggest rivalries in sport. It spans 50 years. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Mike Walsh has done with the with the footage and the interviews and all those things. And it just sharpens the mind, because we're a couple of days, you and I, from leaving for Saudi. I think you're going Sunday as well, aren't you?
yeah.
And it's the big one next week. 5v5 or 6v6 as it should have been when Better Biev got injured, because Anthony Yard should have been on the phone to Frank Warren saying, take me back, put Bivol against me. And then we've got a 6v6, which is my immediate thought, and I wish that had happened. That's a huge event coming up, but so too is Fury versus Usyk. And I had the privilege of speaking to both Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield yesterday. And you know, just two brilliant undefeated fighters going at it in Saudi. I mean, I'm so stoked. I've been chatting to my mate Michael Buffer. Everywhere I go, people are turning corners and saying, "Oh, what's happening? When are you going out? What do you think?" Everybody's focused in on it, because it's going to be a massive week, Charlie, for us. It's a week you'll never forget. It's a week you will never forget.
I was just going to say, obviously, the first time the undisputed and every other belt that comes with it, it seems, with the new WBC.
8 belts.
Yeah, lots of belts on the line.
Go on, name the 8 belts.
Well, no, I mean, you say belts, but technically, like, we can't count lineal as a belt because it's a title.
Right, 8 titles on the line. Then name the 8 titles.
No, I'm
Do you
interviewing
want
you.
me to?
You've got the IBO,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
BC. Okay,
Right,
you
I'll
got it.
interview you.
Over.
You got the four. You got the four. You got the IBO. You got the lineal. You got the ring, and you've got the
Undisputed.
Saudi Arabian created undisputed Riyadh season title.
There's
So
also a little WBC number, of course, on top of that.
no, but the WBC belts on the line. So you know
No,
that
but you know what they're
that's
like when they
kind
create.
of 2 belts on the
No, but they
bloody line.
create their fancy little belts, don't they, for the night?
They're not fancy. They're they're innovative, and I'm a huge fan of Mauricio Suleiman and what he
Yeah,
does.
fancy's a good thing, Gareth.
Oh, I see. You don't mean fancy in a derogatory sense. No.
Ah. Right, let's talk about the fight itself because it is so exciting. I can't wait now. Um, so close, like you say, it's a matter of time. And for the Saudi fight weeks, we always end up going over the Sunday before because media
Got your visa yet?
Monday. The visa, no, but I never
It
really.
always pops in the day before,
Always
doesn't it?
late,
It's
isn't
quite
it?
amazing.
Yeah, late. Yeah, always.
No, but it's just that you never worry. It's one of those things. If you didn't have a visa for another country,
You know it's
you'd be
good.
worried about it. But this
Yeah.
one always pops in the day before, and sits in the wallet. And Oh, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. Um, you know, both are in phenomenal shape. Usyk's tried the don't run Fury tactics, don't get injured stuff, but I don't think it's really worked at all on him this time. And as you know, when we went up to see Fury in Morecambe 3 weeks ago, um, and he held court, he was very, very complimentary about Oleksandr Usyk, and he's turned the corner. He might have a couple of moments in the week when he calls him a silly sausage and a rabbit eyes or whatever the other things he calls him, ugly middleweight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Usyk's been called worse in the street, and maybe he hasn't actually. Maybe no one's ever called him
I don't
anything.
think I'd call Usyk anything on the street, would you?
No, he's not the kind of guy you would do that to.
Not actually. No, you're right.
But he did tell me how he grew up in an area of dealers, drugs dealers, and prostitution and all kinds of things. So he did an interview with me about that once. And no, again, I've said this to a few other people as it gets nearer. I've got so much time for both men, and I was talking about this with Michael Buffer. You just don't want anyone to lose because, and someone's got to lose. Well, they're not in my books. It's going to be a controversial draw. So we're going to have to wait for November for the fulsome resolution of the Fury Usyk battles.
Well, on the fight itself, there is a chance, and you'll I'm sure maybe reiterate this, but I suppose I was going to say you've got two master boxers, and that is definitely true. The Fury that we've seen as of the last couple of years is definitely a bit more powerful as such, and you know maybe a step away from the Fury that fought Klitschko and the Fury that fought Wilder for the first time, but definitely still is that master boxer. Oleksandr Usyk, we know is. I remember people talking about this fight over the years, and they always said if it happened, there is a chance it could technically not be the most glamorous of fights, maybe one for the hardcores. Do you reiterate that that could be the way?
Yeah, I think they're going to nullify each other. I just have a feeling about it. By the way, Tyson Fury has stopped 24 of his 34 wins. So it's not like he's got a low ratio.
No,
The
but
man
that's
is 19
more
stone and can
recently.
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More recently.
yeah, more recently as well. I mean, look, if you look at Usyk's gone the distance a lot in his heavyweight career. So I know he stopped Daniel Dubois, and he went 24 rounds with Anthony Joshua. Although he came close to stopping him in that first fight at White Hart Lane 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I just feel that these two men are going to nullify each other. I think Fury's going to be very fit, just about 19 stone, maybe 19.4. Very up for it, very confident. Usyk's going to be dancing feet in and out, finding angles for that left hand and that right hook, and that right jab. I just think it's a fight in which not lots of punches will be landed, and I don't think there'll be loads of massive exchanges. If Fury goes after him, fair enough. If Usyk goes after Fury, fair enough. If one of them knocks the other out, fair enough. It's a fight in which anything can happen. I think Fury is the number one heavyweight in the world. I know it sounds anomalous when I say I think it'll be a controversial draw because it seems to contradict what I'm saying. But I just feel that it will be controversial as a draw because some people will feel Usyk's won and some people will feel that Fury's won. Obviously, for the sporting world, it would be better to have a clear verdict. Someone stops the other. But this is boxing, and in these big fights, anything can happen.
Gareth, do you think that the winner of this fight goes down as one of the greatest?
Water, by the way, water.
I'd say,
Yeah, if Usyk goes down, if Usyk wins by stoppage, I think he goes down as one of the all-time greats.
I think it matters if he stops him.
Sorry?
I think it's like I think regardless, personally.
No, I think what I mean is, I think if Usyk comprehensively beats Tyson Fury, then if he comprehensively outboxes him or he stops him, yeah, it's a very good point. And he's a clear winner. I think he does deserve to be up there with Evander Holyfield. Although, look what Holyfield did. 7 fights with 3 great fighters, 3 with Riddick Bowe, 2 with Mike Tyson, 2 with Lennox Lewis. He's not quite there yet. And let's not forget that these 2 are signed, and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh reiterated this week.
Yeah, the rematch.
It's a November fight, and then there's March next year for Joshua with the winner. And they want it to be Fury, obviously. But I still think the Usyk fight, third time, is phenomenal.
Ben Davison and Team AJ absolutely love the thought of that third Usyk fight.
Yeah, but Usyk may just have his number as well. If Usyk looks brilliant against Fury in 2 fights and outboxes him in both fights and wins both fights, you're still going to say Usyk's just got better at heavyweight and he'll outbox Joshua again.
Do you think, in a weird way, and I don't
Joshua's different when he's being hit, and you've got to remember that Usyk had a lot of success against him. And I've got to go back to the second fight where I thought for 9 rounds Joshua was magnificent.
Yep, same.
Magnificent, so
have enough in the tank.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that the 2 are clashing for undisputed at almost like a downer in their careers, in that they both come off? So obviously people have very short memories. So off the back of Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, everyone goes, "Oh, Usyk wipes the floor with this guy." And then obviously on the back of Usyk Dubois, everyone goes, "Fury wipes the floor with this guy. He's susceptible to the body, whatever." They're both coming off 2, not questionable, I suppose, slightly, but maybe more subpar performances to what they're used to. How does that change the dynamic, or doesn't it really?
I thought Usyk was really good against Dubois.
Okay. But he showed vulnerabilities, no?
Yeah, I thought he milked the low blow, the marginal, the borderline low blow. I thought he milked it, but that's fair enough. That's where he was in the moment. You've got to remember how hard Daniel Dubois hits, by the way. Yeah. I mean, he's a young, powerful heavyweight. And as Usyk's been saying, if Fury had fought Ngannou a second time, I think we'd have seen a much different fight. He just didn't take the guy seriously. Mentally, he wasn't there for it. Clearly obviously he trained, but he hadn't trained properly for Ngannou. I don't think Fury suddenly lost it. He looks in phenomenal shape for this. As you know, we saw him, spent a lot of hours around him. He left last Saturday. We're going to be having these conversations, recorded, non-recorded, in our sleep for the next 9 days. And it's going to be more amazing when we're there, and there'll be more British and Ukrainian.
The buzz is going to be so exciting.
The buzz is always there at big fights, and we've had a fantastic couple of weeks. Drama and controversy, soapbox, soap opera with Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo. The amazing performance by Inoue, which I just enjoyed so much on Monday morning with my father and my son-in-law, 3 generations all commentating together in front of the big screen down there, and just really enjoying the fight. For me, he's pound for pound number 1 at the moment. And if His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, let's just say this again.
Bring him to London.
No, take him to Saudi or go to Japan with Gervonta Davis and make a super fight.
What weight?
I think Gervonta could probably make 135.
Yeah, but Inoue up to... See, me personally, we always talk about these matchups. Same with Canelo Crawford, right? Very rarely do people go up 2 or more divisions, and it's...
Yeah, but Manny Pacquiao went from flyweight to light middleweight to fight Antonio Margarito. It is possible. Yeah. It is possible. He carries enough power. Look, I think Gervonta will be a very, very difficult fight. But what I'm saying is, young Parsons, is that or young cheeky Charlie, as I call you, is that with the investment of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudi Arabians, and let's just repeat it, thank the Lord for them. Yeah. Mashallah, as they will say, that they've invested in boxing, and the fans and the fighters and ourselves are the beneficiaries right now of the fact we're getting these enormous fights. There are huge plans underway, and they will revolutionize, and they are revolutionizing boxing. I think it's good for all of us, whether you're deeply involved or not. It's a great time for the sport, and it's a pleasure. It's going to be a pleasure to be out there.
Well, Gareth,
I've got to run.
I know you
In,
do.
in one more question, because
One more
I've got to
question.
go and get my. It's your fault. It was the technology this morning, and you had to drive
How's
your
that
mum
my fault?
to the church. It's everything's your fault.
Your Zoom didn't work. Right, anyway.
No, your Zoom link did not work for me.
Yeah, but it did, though, on your phone, but not on your laptop. Anyway, Gareth, the final thing I was going to say, what on earth is going on with Ryan Garcia? Because some people are saying, I'm a bit confused by the whole thing. We're still waiting on B samples and everything. We know one of the tests has come back. I think one of the two substances.
No, there was no nandrolone.
Yes. Talk to me. What's your gut feeling? What's your instinct with the
Well,
whole
I mean, the fact he's out there in public has made him, it swings it over to the fact that he's not trying to hide anything. He's got nothing to hide. And that maybe he is innocent. And, there's theories that he's been fitted up and all these kind of things. But look, there were two tests for ostarine that were positive in his urine on Friday and Saturday of fight week. It's a very serious offence. And he has to prove his innocence. He's a massive linchpin in the American success story of a new generation of great young fighters that could literally take us to 2030, talking about vision of 2030 and growth in the world and modern economies and Saudi Arabia. He's the linchpin for massive fights in America to 2030 between that generation of Teofimo Lopez and Javonte Davis and Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and so on. There's more fights for him to be made, and in many ways, he's almost like the chief cog, even though he's not going to end up as the greatest fighter out of that group. There's something about him. What do I make of it? Look, he used his zany, maverick, genius self with the edges of lunacy to promote the fights. He was there for his mate Canelo, and Canelo was round with Oscar, and Oscar has fallen out with Ryan, and it's unbelievable, the situation. And they're defending him at the moment, looking to find his innocence in his case. Yeah, it's just a black cloud over boxing. Fatal injuries, irreparable damage, and drugs cases are the bane of our sport, my friend. We'll see you in Riyadh.
See you in Riyadh, Gareth. Give them a final little message to people. We've got a couple days left. Well, 2 more days left of the week. The weather's bloody glorious. I'm in a good mood. Shed some positivity to the viewers.
Peace out.
That'll do. Man like Gad. See you soon. Adios. Look forward to seeing you in Riyadh. Bash.